T-minus 20 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
The Dream 3 Podcast, episode 13, with myself, Showtime Sports Cards, and Neil, the fat guy, Doughboy Sports Cards 1. Neil, another epic NFL weekend, more for you than for me. But
that's right.
We'll just start.
Feels good to be on the right side of the win column. That's for sure. It doesn't, Caleb.
So the Rams came into Lucas Oil Stadium and preferably punched the Colts in the mouth. Aaron Donald.
You guys definitely gave us a scare. I was worried there for a second.
Well, here's the problem: when you make two terrible red zone calls, like the first drive, you run the ball up the middle 3 times on one of the best defensive lines in the league, and then you throw a play action boot on 4th down. This is the NFL. Yeah. Take the points. Like, I don't like Frank Wright's play calling when it goes down to the red zone. It was absolute trash. And then was it the second drive or the third drive where we again get stuffed on the goal line, or the stupid shovel pass pick? Like another.
Yeah, DJ. I think Reeder was there on that one, but it was because Aaron Donald blew up the entire play.
But a terrible play call to begin with.
Oh, 100%. And you do that, if you have explosive players, like if you're the Chiefs and you split Tyreek out in the backfield and you got, Travis Kelce running underneath, okay, cool. You're going to run that play because it's going to work. But you're not scared of the Colts and their offense.
No.
Carson Wentz isn't going to beat you with his feet.
Yeah. And, the more I see Carson play, the less I like him as our quarterback. I mean, he runs around and it's partially not his fault. I mean, the Colts offensive line has struggled heavily. Davenport's probably one of the worst offensive tackles I've ever seen. Joe Wright, or with Braden Smith out. And then, Eric Fisher was playing snaps. He was on a snap count. It looked like
he was trying to play as well as he could.
He was in, a couple series and then was out. But Aaron Donald, you can't double him enough. You can't triple him enough. You have, Quentin Nelson can't just follow him side to side on the play. And, even when, Quentin and Aaron Donald were having some great battles all game. But I will say, final drive, Aaron Donald's sack of Carson Wentz that hurt Carson Wentz, it's a dirty tackle. 100% a dirty tackle. And I'll tell you why.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why it's a dirty tackle. Aaron Donald comes around, wraps up. Nothing wrong with that. So he shoots his legs straight and crisscrosses them around the ankle to sit down on the foot. Now, how do I know this? Because I used to do this in high school all the time when I wanted to hurt somebody. I'd come around somebody and you extend your legs straight out so you can sit down on the back of the foot. And if you watch the replay, you see his ankle sit down and contort. Apparently he sprained both ankles.
Carson Wentz has got a foot injury. You take every chance you get to put. Well, this. If someone's coming into the game and they're injured, what's the first thing you're going to do?
Go for the injury.
Yep, exactly. Without question.
Yeah. So
it's not dirty. That's the way you play the game. You and I both played that way.
So Carson Wentz got a double ankle sprain. Who knows how long he's going to be out. We got to see, a couple plays of Jacob Eason. He's not the answer, 100%.
No.
So I got a feeling Colts are probably going to trade for Nick Foles. That's my feeling. I don't think Nick Foles is the answer.
Maybe he can resurrect something like he does every year.
But it's just like there's just so many missing pieces. The offensive line is terrible. The first half, they couldn't catch, they couldn't tackle, they couldn't block, they couldn't do anything. I think the best play of the game is when your DB punched the referee in the top of the hat and got ejected.
Yeah, Kenny, he made a bad play there. I think he was super just frustrated, and you could see it kind of start to boil up in that first half.
Mm-hmm.
It's dumb play, but I'm just glad. It's crazy to think about this, but with the Rams, their back end very good. They've always had good back end, at least past 4 or 5 years since
Mm-hmm.
Sean McVay took over. And then their front four is usually always good. Front 4 or 5 guys. But interchangeably, we've rotated in these random linebackers. And they, as long as they can cover well and hit the holes, I mean,
That's all that matters.
yeah, that's all we've done. So
You did lose Darnell Henderson to a rib injury, it looked like.
yeah, I saw it wasn't no fracture, but
Sony Michel came in and he ran the ball pretty well.
well, I mean, Sonny, he's got a Super Bowl ring for a reason.
He does. But yeah, I thought the Colts look bad. They go to Tennessee this week. Yeah, I think it's going to be another beatdown. It doesn't matter if Carson Wentz is in the game or not. Like, it's going to be a beatdown of beatdowns.
Yeah, I was really surprised Tennessee pulled out that win in Seattle.
So was I.
Because Seattle was up, but I think they were up like 18 points at one point.
They were, but I'll tell you a couple of things that kind of probably played into that, which I think is stupid, and we'll kind of segment into this. They are way too, and the penalty that no one asked for to be enforced is this taunting penalty. It's the dumbest thing of all time. Of how many? Did you see how many taunting penalties there were this weekend of just like spinning the ball, like celebrating, like flexing in the wrong direction? Like,
well, Zach got the taunting penalty when Kenny got thrown out of the game.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And he clapped in his face. And
he clapped in his face.
It was offsetting.
The guy for the Bengals clapped in front of Andy Dalton, got a 15-yard penalty. So,
yep.
The NFL, that's not, the helmet-to-helmet contact, that's what we're looking, rules like that to make the players safe. We're not looking to take the fun out of the game because, let's be honest, besides, the Giants owner, we want to see, people taunt other people. It's part of the game. Like,
I want to see riverboat. I want to see riverboat gambling. I want to see touchdown celebrations, and I want to see people get a little fired up when they do something. So
that's part of it. Like,
it's part of the game.
I saw a nice tweet today. It's like the NFL wants the players to just put the ball down and just walk back like robots to the huddle. Like,
here's the thing: don't get beat.
Yeah.
Don't get punked, and you won't have to worry about it. You're in the NFL for a reason.
Oh yeah. But hopefully, we're going to see more in that. The worst thing that could happen would, let's say you lose a game because of a taunting penalty.
Oh yeah, for sure.
How bad would that be? Or, whether it be in the Super Bowl or something like that, like, it could be a rough or get ejected on that.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's the NFL. They like to, every year there's a new year that they like to, or there's a new rule they like to emphasize for some stupid reason. And it ends up being a problem all year. Well, this year is going to be taunting, apparently. So
this year, I agree. This year's penalty is going to be taunting. It's going to be a rough one. But just take a second real quick. Thank our sponsors. As always, got to thank Slab Savers, protectyourslab.com. Use code DREAM3 to get 10% off your orders. Guys, if you have, high-valued slabbed cards or you need a nice case, and I saw Slab Savers is coming out. They have a PSA case. Now they're coming out with a nice BGS foam-fitted case for your stuff.
Yep.
They got hydrometers in it. So if you got, Neil with some LeBron rookies or my Ric Flair rookies, take care of your cards, especially if you're playing with them as a long-term investment. Do that. Also, got to thank the guys at Graded Card Solutions, gradedship.com. Use code DREAM15 to get 15% off your orders. Anytime somebody buys a big-time card from me, even if it's one of our game-used patch autos that me and Neil have really got into, take the time to ship your stuff properly. The worst thing you could get was either, a bad review on eBay, or your stuff get scratched up, broken. Now you're getting it back and it's junk to you now too. So, we don't trust UPS, FedEx, the post office. So take care of your stuff, package it correctly, use gradedship.com, buy some of their products. It's great. I got videos on their Instagram page of them running over the boxes with cars. So, and the cards
with the
fine.
truck.
With the truck. And finally, guests from last week, Prospect Cards. Guys, if you want to buy and sell your slab cards, your raw cards, go to prospect.cards. Yes, prospect.cards. If you use referral code DREAM3 when you register, you're going to get a 0% selling fee. 0 means you're going to get all your monies, all of them, for 2 months.
That's very big.
So for 2 months, think about it. If you're using eBay right now, you're paying 13% of fees. Right now, for 2 months, use that Dream 3. You're going to get 0% selling fees. After that 2 months is up, no more than 5% on the selling fees, which is huge. Yeah. And you get paid right away. None of this eBay where I got to wait to, I think mine's on like Tuesday to Tuesday. So let's go to Prospect Cards. So go to www.prospect.cards. Prospect.cards. Follow them on Instagram too. Great follows. You can see some of the products that are on there. But like, unlike
raw
my
cards, they do raw cards and slabs. That's the big thing.
Unlike my slabs, you can throw raw cards on there. So great group of guys. Thanks for Sean. Thanks for Corey for coming on last weekend. But going to use them a lot more. So check them out. And remember, guys, use all of our platforms. Subscribe on the YouTube video. Check us out on Twitch. Like the Facebook page, facebook.com/the Dream3 podcast. Follow me and Neil on Instagram. I know, we have a lot of card followers on there because we love to talk cards. We love to talk whatever. So anytime, we're even looking for guests at all times. If you're big in the card industry, come talk to us. We love to listen to other people's stories about how they got into the game. But back to our NFL stuff before we get into the card world. So another thing is like ejections this weekend. Like,
yeah,
the Steelers player spitting in the face of the Raiders player, like, that's a reason to fight right away. Like, that's the reason to go.
What was it? A few years ago, I remember specifically is Cortland Finnegan and Andre Johnson. And
the ripping the helmet out and punching.
Yeah, I think it was because Cortland or Andre either spit in one of them spit in the other's face, and they took off their helmets. They were ripping them off.
It's got to be Cortland Finnegan. I remember him because obviously, both
he was
AFC South team. He was kind of Jalen Ramsey before Jalen Ramsey.
He's like Pac-Man Jones, really edgy player. You never know what you're gonna get. He's like a wild card. You get a really good play from him. You could also get bonehead plays from him.
For sure. And the other big thing that, I also think is going to affect the card market is there was a lot of quarterback injuries this weekend. A lot of them. Now, not a lot of long-term injuries, a lot of close.
It knocks them out of the games.
But it knocks them out of the games. And people, you get right. Like, let's say as soon as Baker went out, you saw all the Baker cards like up for sale. Even though he came back in and finished the game, like, people are very like quick to jump on that sell train. So, we got to see a little bit of Justin Fields. Basically, nobody looked good. For those people that said, Justin Fields should start right away, like, didn't look great. Still looked like
he didn't look like he didn't look like he knew what he was doing out there.
No, Zach Wilson, man, what, 5 passes, 3 interceptions?
Yeah, I think, what was it? The first 3 passes were all picks. I played New England's defense for a reason.
True. Yeah, for sure. And he's got to realize that, this isn't college. You can't just back up and jack it deep. Like Bill Belichick's, grinding, like he's expecting you to make those non-patient decisions.
Oh, for sure.
And, Trevor Lawrence really, he's had spurts here and there of looking all right. But like even Tua's out, like who knows how long Tua's going to be day to day with the rib injury. And then for someone who has rib injuries, like that is a day-to-day thing. Like it sucks no matter what. Like you can put as many flak jackets on as you want, but it's still going to be terrible.
Yeah.
Trying to
Daryl
think.
Henderson went out.
But Daryl Henderson doesn't move the needle very much on cards for me. I mean, I remember I had
No.
out of 5 like immaculate.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who else. Tyrod went out, but I mean Deshaun's still not going to play.
Yeah, they said Deshaun's going to be deactivated, so
Yeah.
I don't know. That's not a big surprise. But I'm still sitting on my Deshaun auto, just in case.
If he goes somewhere, I mean, if he gets a chance to go play somewhere else, I mean, I don't know
Miami.
what's going to happen with all the cases and that
No,
whole,
yeah.
running with the law. I don't know. I don't know the whole story, but
Hey, if it comes out true, he's a scumbag. If not, you better hope you saved your Deshaun cards.
that's right. He's uber talented.
100%. I guarantee if he
Top 5 guy if he's playing.
If there is an opportunity, I bet he goes to Miami. Jacoby Brissett showed that he's, he took over. Jacoby's Jacoby. Like he's not going to win you very many, but whatever.
He'll beat the teams that you can beat, and he'll lose against the teams that you need to beat.
Oh, for sure. But yeah, I don't think of I think that's about it for the weekend. It was a good game last night. The Chiefs Ravens game. Did you watch that?
I watched a little bit of it, but I mean, our son was a little bit fussy last night, so I didn't get a chance to
talk about absolutely no defense being played, and I mean, there was some defense being played, but
part of that was poor offense, just poor throws and bad plays. But
so back on, kind of updating everybody. We've been on a kick of game used patch autos, and we've gotten a lot of cards over the last couple of days. If you haven't followed us on Instagram, so Neil, kind of update, what have you added? What's been big that you've added?
2. I just got 2 in today. One of them was my first quarterback. This one. So this is very interesting. So this is Tyreek Hill, and it's Panini sealed, and it's his one and only game used patch auto card that he has.
From
so he doesn't have any. It's from 2019 Majestic. So he does not have any flawless, any National Treasures, Immaculate, Panini One, or any of the other brands.
Mm-hmm.
That is the only game used patch auto of Tyreek Hill right now.
Wow.
And then the other one I picked up, which is my first QB card, is a nice game used patch auto of Drew Brees.
Awesome.
So out of 10. So nice little number 9 colossal patch, and it's out of 10. 3-color patch auto. Can't complain about that. I haven't posted these yet. I'll probably post one of them tomorrow, and then one of them again on Wednesday. But those are the 2 cards I picked up.
You got that Tony Gonzalez. What else did you get with that Gonzalez right around that time?
The Patrick Willis.
Yeah, Willis.
I absolutely hated Patrick Willis because I knew every freaking time we'd go to play San Francisco, he was in on every single tackle. It felt like the Rams couldn't do anything against that guy.
So I got another. I posted this. I think it was last night. I got another Ed Reed Jets game used. This one's 2 out of 3. The other one I had, I think, is out of 15. I got to look at it. 15 or 25. I got this for less than $100.
Yeah.
Why would it? This
Hall
is
of Famer. Probably what? Top 2-3 safety all time ever.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a short list, and he's definitely at the top.
And I'll be honest, to me, I know we've kind of said this before. This is a way more fun search than fighting for the next Zion card or
100%
or something like this. I'm interested in this because I can find legit deals like this sweet Mark Duper. That patch is
super duper
is disgusting. That
for you're talking about old legends of the game, and you're finding the painted numbers on the jerseys and all
Even
that.
This Antonio Brown game used B, like, to me,
That's
that
very sweet.
even though it's not auto, like, today I got the Ozzie Smith, and the white patch right in the front, it looks like it's got blood on it.
Yeah.
To me, it's like that's part of the game. Like, that's part of history right there. So
I think that's one reason why we love these is, let's be honest, like, as big as basketball is from a worldwide perspective, football is the biggest sport in America. And for us, like, football is always been our favorite sports. So without question, like, being able to own a piece of the game, like an actual jersey worn in the game, autographed by the player, and you get all these different legends and people that you loved watching growing up, people who you had on your fantasy teams. It has more meaning to you, and they're great collection pieces.
yeah,
So.
and I think for a while, like, especially that 18-19 class, like, and a lot of people, especially the newer people that jumped into the market, they're chasing the wrong things. They're chasing
Bills.
Well, they're chasing the money, and then they're overpaying on things that, like, we'll use the Zion card for example. Like, if you pulled a Zion, base prism, it was through the roof. If
I think the first sale on it was like $500.
Yeah, and if you PSA 10'd it was crazy money.
Yeah, I think the first PSA 10 sale ended up being like $2,000, and then the first silver was like $10,000 or something stupid.
But then, and now you go down the line, and there's like 19,000 PSA 10s of Zion cards, and they're worth a couple $100. So, people got into the craze and then followed the wrong trail. And I can be, I'm an example. I did that too. So there's, nothing wrong with it, but it gets stale after time, and you realize that you're wasting your money for sure. For one thing, unless you're buying a LeBron Topps Chrome refractor or something like that. There are big cards to go after.
Blue chips. There's blue chip players.
There's blue chip cards, but if you're spending and wasting money on the base cards, or not, I don't want to say parallels, but not
different levels, field levels,
that variations, even people grading stuff like the Chronicles cards, like, those are trash. Like,
the whole point of Chronicles is for Panini to put out test markets that they'll eventually put a product in.
Mm-hmm.
So the cards they're not really anything that's, until it comes out, until the set actually comes out. I don't know. I've never been a fan of Chronicles, other than the fact that Chronicles Soccer does patch autos of rookies, which I think is huge, because a lot of soccer doesn't have patch autos.
Yeah.
A lot of them are game used, and they don't have game used patch autos. So from that aspect, like, it's understandable. But for some of these other products, it's just, or some of these other sports like football and basketball, there's 20 other sets that you can collect cards from.
So when you're looking for these game use patch autos, what is your taste of kind of what you're looking for that when you want to buy something?
I would say number one is, I would say at minimum, it's got to be a 3-color patch. But depending on the player and the price, like, sometimes you can forego getting 3-color patches just because they're hard to find. People don't sell them. So like the Barry Sanders National Treasures that I picked up, it's just a single blue patch from his jersey, Lions blue, but I mean, it's Barry Sanders, and the only person who has Barry Sanders listed on eBay is Black Rose for, $10,000 for a patch auto.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, when I picked that up for $398, I was like, Yeah, I'll take that as a steal because those don't come often. So, but I look for good patches, probably first and foremost, and then obviously I like to go Hall of Famers or like super high end players, and then I'll dip into some of the players that I like personally.
So is it, to me, and this is kind of my preference, on card or nothing? Like it has
Oh,
to be.
it's on card. Don't
It
even
has,
don't. Yeah, if it's a sticker, I'll just if it's a sticker or is player worn, I'm look swipe and I just scroll to the next one.
so
Doesn't even,
so speaking of that real quick, and I want, so we can inform people that, that get into it this way or think about cards this way, like be very careful when reading titles. Like if you're doing eBay shopping, everybody will say their stuff is game worn. But
Yeah.
if there's a picture of the back of the card, if it says player worn / used, that does not mean game worn.
right. It's just the
So
player put it on the 400 jerseys that they had Panini made them put on just to count
exactly.
it more.
Exactly. So, people go around and I got the game worn. Well, it's way overpriced. And it turn around and says player worn, and you're not educated enough to know what you have, or you're just trying to slide something by. So always look, and if you have to send a message, do it. Like that's what I'm doing now. It's like,
yeah,
if
anytime
it's
there's like a go ahead.
if it's a card that I really really like I want, I'm going to send that message. I'm going to say, hey, what is the back? Either send me a picture of what the back looks like.
Yeah,
Right.
I'll ask them if it's game worn, and I'll say send me a picture. And if they don't send me a picture and they just say it's game worn, I'm just not even going to look at it.
Yeah.
The other thing you can do is if you find, like, let's say you find the card that you really like, but there's another card that has terrible patches, but it's the same card. You can, and maybe it has a better listing. You can always just look at the back of the card to see if it's game worn or player worn too. So that way you kind of get an idea of what the higher end cards will be for the set. Even though they're
for you, is the idea to hold long term on your big cards and maybe move some of the lower tier guys, or is it you want to save them all?
A little bit of both. I mean, I practically have an entire defense and offense put together, minus linemen on the offensive side of the ball and quarterbacks. I got my first quarterback today, so
I mean, we've been doing this for probably 2 months now, and I have a full Pelican case. I have a full Pelican case, and I've sold probably in the last week or two. I've probably sold 15 to 20 of them at higher than what I bought them for.
Yeah.
But I'm stair stepping. I'm saving it to buy something next. So like last night I missed out. Oh, I tried to snipe it and missed. Flawless Joe Montana Chiefs.
What did it end at?
836, eight something in the eights. But I tried to snipe it right at the very end.
Yeah. I found there was an Emmitt Smith game used flawless that ended last night, and I think it ended at like 780, and I think I bid 700, but I was gonna bid more, but I fell asleep, and just because I was dealing with Kalen, I had to, like, he has an ear infection, so he was like screaming all night long. So
yeah. So also when you're looking, are you sticking in the flawless category, or are you trying to?
So I have like 4 different flawlesses in my search history. So I have like 2015 flawless, 2014 flawless, and then I, just in case someone doesn't put the actual year, I have flawless auto, flawless autograph, flawless patch auto, just in case, like, if someone who collects cards or collected cards doesn't know what they're listing, and they just type in, or they just say, like, I'm going to sell this one flawless Emmitt Smith autograph. It may not populate into the flawless auto because it's listed out as flawless autograph.
Mm-hmm.
So if it doesn't populate like that, I'm trying to catch and filter every single card I can. That's the goal.
I agree.
So I have a bunch of flawless, and then I also have National Treasures, Immaculate, and then Vertex, which is a 2017 product. They had Capstones, which I think was the first year of Capstones, which is the quad patch like this. And then
That also looks like that card looks like, and they do have game worn stuff is 2020 black.
Yeah, 2020 black is where they put the capstones in this year, and they put them in last year, and then before that it was in Majestic's product in 2018 and 2019. And then I'm trying to think what else, but I have all those saved. I have all those searches saved, and then I think there's one more. I'm trying to remember. Impeccable has some.
Impeccable, yeah, because I had a Thurman Thomas out of 5.
Yeah, I saw a sick on Instagram. Somebody had a sick Randy Moss game used patch auto out of Impeccable. So I'm hoping to try and snipe one of those if it comes around.
Yeah, I stick around the flawless and immaculate are my 1 and 2s. National Treasures if you can find them. Now, I am big on obviously Hall of Fame old school players. So if I can't get an on patch or on card or on auto card, I look at, can I get a sick patch? And I look at 2006 National Treasures timelines, like the Jim Plunkett that they're cool. It's a sticker auto, and sometimes the sticker's jacked up inside the card, but man, it's a cool card, cool jerseys that
it's
are
got
always
a nice like retro old school look to it. And then some of the autos are cut autos.
Yeah.
Like I think your Earl Campbell is not a sticker, it's a cut auto, right?
No, it's a sticker.
Oh, it is.
It's a top. That's my Earl Campbell.
Like the embedded sticker?
No, my Earl Campbell is a Topps triple thread, so it's on top of the card.
Okay,
that's another.
Some of them are like embedded stickers.
So that's another product that I like to look at is Topps triple threads.
Yeah,
like that's a good product. You get some cool patches and some cool designs out of there. Where I think the newer cards of today kind of lack that. I go back to like 2007 National Treasures. They had pieces of the face mask embedded in the cards. Like I saw a Marvin Harrison sticker auto, but 2 pieces of the face mask cut off in there. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And they're pretty cheap. So
I told you about the Reggie White one that I saw at the National, didn't I? So there's a guy on Instagram, but he was at the National. It's Dom's. I think it's Dom's Collectibles or Dom's Cards. Anyways, he's a game used guy. He's been on this train for a long time. He had, number one, he had the 1-of-1 Sebastian Janikowski game used shield auto, which was sick because you don't see kickers very often.
No.
And then he had the 1-of-2 and the 2-of-2 game used cleat relics from Reggie White.
Oh, yeah. I do know about that.
Yeah, those were sick. Yeah, and they came in like the little, like the 100 card 10s, like the plastic holders, but they were sealed by Panini.
Yeah, because it's so big. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they were redemptions. Maybe they would have been redemption. I don't know, but those are sick pieces.
So if I knew, what I like now, I think I would have had a much better time at the National. Like at the National, I was kind of overwhelmed and kind of on this graded card train and this and that. And now, looking back, I'm like, screw all that, man. Like find things that you like. And especially, the game used auto genre is where my head's at. Like, graded cards are cool. I was on that train forever. They're overpriced. And, they're going to continue to be overpriced with PSA jacking around and everybody else jacking around. So I'm down with getting my one touches, putting them in there, making them look nice, getting some mag stickers from Slab Saver, and just make it a good presentation. So like if I do a local show like the Plainfield show here in Indiana, you know everything's all magged up, looks nice, put it together, got my price gun ready to go. So like it's a good presentation.
I
It doesn't
think,
take up a lot of
yeah.
room.
What I think is, and we've talked about this with Justin Squints, um, is with these game used cards and like even shield autos, some of these one of ones and these like really low numbered cards, they're not going to grade well. So when they're in a nice like brand new mag with your sticker on it, or if they're in a Panini mag and it's sealed by them, it looks so much better than being a PSA 8 or a
Well,
BGS 8.
like let's take for example that Austin Eckler PSA 6 that you got.
Yeah, yeah. It's a beautiful. It's really is a beautiful card, and the patch is like just so dirty, and it's a great card. The problem is the back. I think the back left corner was dented in, and it was. I mean, obviously PSA with the new grading could have gave it a 6, but it looks so much better in a
But
mag.
anything over 100 point is, or basically anything over 75 point is automatically going to grade a 9.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
it seems like thicker cards are a nightmare to grade, and that's why when you see them on there, and let's say like my Baker, I think my Baker's a 75 point, it might be 50 point, but it's a PSA 9, so it drops the value by almost 40%.
Right.
So even though I think it's a 10, I don't see anything wrong with it. Like, so
Yeah.
I'm on the kick now. As I had for a long time when I was first getting in, I had bought tons of one touches, tons of them, and kind of just like flip things in and out of them. But now, like, I have a true like quest and calling for these things, and I actually ordered more this past weekend because I don't see this train stopping anytime soon. Like, I'm gonna keep adding to this.
Yeah, it's definitely like it kind of rejuvenates your collecting a little bit when you find something that you really truly enjoy putting the time and effort to kind of build up. I mean, yeah, we all like making money a little bit to kind of help, whether that's pay for new carpet in your house, or buying or doing your own landscaping that you just got done on yours, or something like that. That's always nice to help, but like at the end of the day, like the whole point of this hobby is to collect what you love.
Exactly.
So
And like we said earlier, there's too many people going in it for the money, and that's great. If you got the money to spend and flip and make small margins, like, do you like go
yeah,
ahead and do that.
if
But
you want to be a day trader and like take your time and do that, like that's cool. That's if that's what you want to do. Like for me, like the only investing I do in cards right now is I put money in blue chip players.
mhm, mhm.
I would say that's 95% of my investments slash PC because it's LeBron.
Yeah.
But other than that, like I may throw 100, $200 at a couple of players who I think could pop off. And if they pop off, they do. If they don't, I'm out 50, $100.
So when you say blue chip players, so these are your guys that you believe are going to be super long-term card investments. So guys like LeBron,
Yeah,
guys
they're
like
guys. Yeah, they're guys who have already solidified their career. So LeBron in basketball, Kevin Durant basketball, Steph Curry basketball. Um, in football, I mean, there's truly at this point, there's only one person who's a blue chip player, and that's Brady. Outside of that, like I've talked about this, and I've heard this on other podcasts. What happens if Mahomes has a career-ending injury this year? Never plays it down in football. He's not a Hall of Famer. He's
great.
only played 3.5 seasons,
Yeah.
three seasons in 2 games. So he's not a Hall of Famer. He's just a great quarterback who would have got his career cut short. This is Bo Jackson. You know, and it's sad to say that, but
It's
like
true.
all that money that you're investing in them, if he snaps his leg this weekend, never plays it down in football, his stuff is going to be worth 10% of what it is.
Yeah, yeah. So if you're thinking of, we're in the football season, if you're thinking of investing in a Brady card, are you looking at solely Brady rookies, or are you trying to get an auto?
I here it depends on what you have in your collection. So with me, I have a Contenders rookie auto. So with me, I don't really need any more rookies, and I've owned a Bowman Chrome 9.5 before, and I own that PSA 9 with the aftermarket auto. That's a pop. It's like a pop 19 or something. You remember that one?
Oh yeah.
I traded that one at the National. But like at this point, what I want is I want a game used patch auto to go with my collection. So for me, like I have the rookie auto. I don't really need any more rookies. But I would say if you're just now dipping your toes, start off with a Brady rookie and work your way.
Yeah. Well, the game use patch auto would be dope. I think I've seen a couple online for like between 15 and like 35,000.
Yeah, there's some ones even without a patch on there and just autos that are going for like 14, 15.
They're tough to find. I was on a quest this past weekend. I was trying to find a on-card game use Michael Vick.
Yeah, I've been looking for one of those for a long time.
Hard to find. You can find a sticker with a tiny, tiny patch, but you can't find anything big.
Yeah, those are super hard to find.
Another thing
that would be one of the absolute coolest cards to add to your collection.
And it's got to be a Falcons Michael Vick. It can't be an Eagles.
100%.
Yeah, it can't be an Eagles. I think I saw an Eagles card and I was just like, yeah. It's also, same thing kind of with my Ed Reeds. It's like it's not a Ravens, but it's kind of whatever. Which, speaking of, I did sell that the Panini 1 Ed Reed.
You did?
Because it was out of 25. You have a out of 10. I think I can upgrade and get a better one. It's a nice patch. Sold it for double of what I bought it for.
Do you want mine?
No, I don't want yours. I'm gonna find my own.
I'm trying to get. I don't really want to get rid of the Ed Reed, but I guess if someone really wanted it, they could.
If somebody really wanted it, I mean, there's no reason.
I'm not going to overcharge you for it.
Yeah,
I would never overcharge people for this stuff.
It's not like there's one guy who has a quad, and it's not even a good quad patch from one, and he's asking like $800 for it.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, he wanted $800 for it, and he's like, "Oh, it's the first one ever." And I'm like, "So what's mine worth then?"
Yeah, exactly.
Like, oh, nice card, man. I'm like, yeah, yours is worth $800.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah. Oh, Panini 1 is another one that I try to find. It's really hard. Like they're all player worn. Yeah, it's really hard to find, and it's only the Hall of Famers that I think are game worn.
Yeah, Ray Lewis has some. Ed Reed has some. Michael Vick doesn't have any. They're all player worn.
Mm-hmm. I think Michael Vick's are only national treasures.
He's got Panini 1, but they're player worn.
But they're player worn.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I had at one point I did have a Michael Vick on card auto from Panini 1, but it wasn't game one. This was a long time ago. But now that we're on the game used trick, like I think the only game worn that I've seen is from National Treasures.
But it's probably a sticker auto.
It is a sticker, which is so dumb.
Yeah, it sucks. Just, I mean, let's be honest, like everybody our age who ever played Madden loved playing with Michael Vick just to play with him.
Cheat code. Oh, so remember when, I forgot what year Madden it was, but this is when we first got Xbox Live, and I would come over to your house and we were playing Madden, and we'd be the Patriots, and we would run fullback dive on everybody we played with just over and over and over until they quit.
That was 2007,
6,
2008. It was 2008. You could run fullback dive for like 8 yards a pop.
And people would just get so mad and quit on us. So that was great time in my life.
Yeah.
Great time in my life.
You could totally punk people the entire time because they couldn't stop it. at
Oh,
all.
shout out to Rip and Gypsy real quick. So, thanks to Rip and Gypsy, I got a case of autographed Leaf helmets coming to me. I think they'll be here. Well, they'll be here this weekend, I hope. So
Are you gonna rip some?
we got to think about it. Oh, we got to think about it.
I
Oh.
would love to rip and get some helmets, or like a nice like Tom Brady Patriots helmet.
Yeah. So here's my thought.
Might
Is I
cost me an few extra bucks. But
God, it's very debatable. Helping them out on this one, but like I want to see it, but I also kind of want to call Laparo and be like, "Hey, man," or I might just open them and call Laparo and be like, whatever they're worth. Because what would
you could
suck?
send him to. You can consign with him
Ah, you're right. I could.
because he does consignments.
I could.
He'd probably buy the case helmets because
But
people would buy this stuff.
but I want to open them. You know that.
What you could do, you could be like, hey, I'll sell it to you for this only if I get one of the helmets.
Oh, that's going to be a tough thing. I mean, I might I might just open them all because I don't want to not take the chance there's not a Tom Brady helmet in there.
Oh, I know.
And the best part is that they're full size. Like if it was the minis, I'd be like, but the full size helmets.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know what they go for. What like a Tom Brady helmet full size. Because I know because when we were at the Nationals, there was a bunch of them for like $240, $250.
Full size?
Yeah, the ones at the very end. The ones at the very end. They
weren't Brady's.
No, they weren't Brady's, but
there was like Rivers and Zeke and for like $250, $300.
Yeah,
which were cheap. I mean,
oh yeah, super cheap. So when they get here, I'll kind of flip a coin and make that decision. Like,
yeah,
try to maybe pawn them off on your brother or something. Or here's what I'm gonna do: I'm gonna open them. We'll see if I like any of them. Then I'm gonna put them in the box, reseal them, and give them to Adam.
There you go. That would be funny.
Here you go.
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
But I could always, take them to the Plainfield card show. I think that's going to be kind of the next show that I end up going to because it's local.
When is it? They
have one once a month.
Yeah, I know. When's the next one?
October 19th. You got to follow them on Instagram. It's Plainfield Sports Card Show.
I think I do. I can't remember. I gotta figure out when the next Columbus one is. Oh, that was last weekend, September 11th and 12th. Whoops.
Yeah, they had one last weekend because I messaged Artie. I think his name's Arthur or Artie, and he said, I told him, man, if I wasn't going to the Colts game, I'd be there.
Yeah.
But I talked to I think Mikey's set up there before. But it seems Mikey Ray.
Oh yeah.
Mikey Ray's done. Yeah. I think that's kind of the next thing I want to do is maybe, I've never been a vendor, but I'm starting to create dollar boxes and $2 boxes right now. And,
like be a set up there and show your collection, your display case.
Yeah. Even if it's not a display case, even if it's a Pelican case with a bunch of one touches laid out, like,
you should come over to Columbus and come to the one. There's like,
I need to come to a Ryan. I need to come to a Ryan trade night.
Yeah, his trade nights are nasty. Those are great. I didn't get to go to this one past Friday, but there's a lot of people there, a lot of good stuff happening. So, but Ryan, he always puts on a good show for everybody.
Puts on good shows, makes good content. Good for him. He's one of those guys. He's one of those guys that went all in on it. I support guys like that. Ryan, Courtside, Fef, guys who are good dudes in the hobby.
They don't let the fame and the money get to them.
Yeah, Ryan's a cool dude. Will always support Ryan. How I know that he really cared was when you took me to his card shop before the concert that I was forced to go to, and he knew exactly who I was by my Twitter picture.
Yeah, surprisingly so. Probably something that's underrated about him and how he goes about his social media is he really tries to do his best to just be cognizant of every one of his followers, even if they're the guy with 10 followers. Like he's still like does his best to know who you are.
Yeah.
And put your name and your face together for who
and that's good. That's good for business, and that's good for the long term too. Like, just for fun, I sent him a starting line shirt from last season that I had the team autograph. Just for the new shop, if even if you didn't want to hang it up or whatever, kind of the sports memorabilia from the other side.
Yeah.
And then it's like, going to nationals, like you never know who you're going to run into. And thanks to Smash from Rip and Gypsy, follow him on Twitter, Smashing Cards. He knows a ton of people because of, all the products they buy. So I got to Smash got to introduce me to the guys from Steel City, the guys from Leaf, all kinds of, great people, the TriStar guys. Like the hobby is well connected, and it's a big community, and the more people you can meet, the better off you're going to be. The better person you are. Like, it's kind of like anything else. If you're a douchebag, you're not getting in. If you're a nice person, if you're a good person,
hobby does. Yeah,
if you're out for the right reason,
really
you get embraced. Like, Slab Stocks is a perfect example. Aaron started out kind of like we are, and look at him now, like blowing up.
Yeah, the hobby does a really good job of policing itself from the people who are just out to, whether it's take advantage of people or be a douchebag in the hobby. Like the hobby does a really good job of trying to connect everybody, but also keep an honest, very personable reputation for who you are. And I think that's important, especially when you're trying to give back. As we get older and we turn into old crusty old men, you don't want to do that for 20-year-olds like us now. So
yeah, and
30-year-olds,
there are still scumbags in the hobby that you got to watch out for.
Right.
But you kind of know who those people are.
Right. Yeah.
Vegas sure. Dave.
Yeah. Well, he's probably sipping his tea with the way Derek Carr's playing right now. But I thought he didn't collect anymore. I thought the hobby was dead.
I thought the hobby was dead. And did you also see the thing where he sold a lot of those cards on eBay, but bought them himself from another account to make it look like the sales are going higher?
Oh, geez.
I saw a story on YouTube about that.
Of course he did. Yeah, he's one of the
my man Smash is in. Yes, I was Smash's arm candy for a few hours, and he did show me off. Smash is a good dude. So, anybody who's listening on Spotify, following on YouTube or Twitter right now, go follow Hobby Smash, Smashing Cards. Like, good dude, very smart man.
Yep. Knows
a lot of things about the hobby. Texts me to buy stuff from him all the time. I'm just like, oh, and every time I get that text, he goes, I just wanted to talk to you first. And I thought, oh no,
I have to buy more now.
Hey, the race car is doing well. I have a little bit of extra money. We're good at the moment.
That's right. You guys made the finals yesterday, right?
Yeah, we went to the finals and lost a close race in the finals. It was 392 to 394. So, but at this point, you can kind of take or leave wins. We care about the championship. We're 5 races left, and we moved from 8th to 5th in points, and we're 6 points out of 4th. So if we got 5 races left, and we can continue
to pretty high,
move up, man. We can the highest I've ever finished in the championship is 4th. So going We're going to,
You guys are picking up steam right now.
thank goodness. I mean, we're going to the semifinals. Cars running well. We've qualified in the top 5 the last 5 races that we haven't been lower than 5th, I think. But yeah, JC and the guys have this car on rails. It's great. Cruz keeps doing his job. We just be smart. We keep getting to the semifinals. I'd love to have a championship ring. That's all I want. All my friends have championship rings. We found that out with Jonesy. Like,
you got a Wally though.
I have 6 Wallies. I don't, but I would love a championship ring.
Yeah, I would like to just win a football game at my high school.
Oh yeah, your high school's trash at football.
Yeah, we're not very good.
So speaking of, where Chris keeps his, when he was at his old house, where his Super Bowl ring is?
Dog toy bin.
You're actually kind of right. Like when you walked into his house out of the garage, there was kind of like, the place where people would hang up their coats and kind of like one of those fake seat things. It's basically sitting on the seat in the Super Bowl box. And I'm kind of like looking at him like, why? Why is this not like mounted on the wall with like a shining?
I'm going to be honest. If I had something like that, it's probably going to sit inside my safety deposit box at the bank. I'm not putting that on display.
No.
I'll bring it out if someone wants to see it, but that's about it.
Agreed. One of those things that we'll never get to know.
That's right. Yeah. I'm not going to the NFL anytime soon, so.
Oh, yes. I don't know.
Well,
what else you got cooking? Anything else? You bidding on any cards? Got any cards in the works?
No, I'm tapped out.
Are you?
On my funds right now. I got to sell a couple of cards. Okay. So I have like the Devontae Adams out of 25 RPA.
Oh,
that I got to sell that one, and then I'll sell the Clay Matthews out of 5 game used. I sell those. I'll start looking at a couple more things.
Yeah.
Man, I have a buddy of mine, Alex, who I talked to on Instagram. He's building up a sick collection of Tiger Woods cards.
Oh, I see. That's the
one who I bought the patch auto from.
Yeah. Did you see Robbie's cards post that?
That's Alex.
Alex. Okay. Yeah. That's a dope Tiger Woods card.
Yeah, he bought that. He got that from the guy that I met at the National, who's got just just ridiculous card. I mean, he's got like Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods dual autographs, and he's got like Tiger Woods red patch autos, PSA 10s, auto 10s, like Pop 1, just stupid stuff. I'd love to add a Tiger Woods rookie here soon.
That would be awesome.
I'm just kind of waiting on basketball because I have some of my investment cards are in basketball, and once those kind of go away, then I'll have a little more play money. But
I think I only got a couple left. I got a couple. Tight. I got a couple Jaws left, and I got. I think that's it. Yeah, I think
I have no modern cards in basketball anymore. Zero.
Yeah. I just got a bunch of I have a bunch of Pokemon I gotta get rid of too.
Yeah. I just have the big 3, the Blastoise, Charizard, and Venusaur.
I'll tell you my big one that I need that I have set pretty high and I'm hoping for October 9th. Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder 3. I think it's Pop 1. I'm having trouble looking it up, but I haven't seen anything else on eBay on 130 point. No sales of a BGS graded Tyson Fury auto. It is sticker, and it's not one of the numbered cards, but still.
Well, it's hard. It's hard to get world. That's the thing with world sports is it's hard to get autos of those guys. That's the big problem with soccer.
And once he drops Deontay for the 3rd time, he's the greatest heavyweight in the world. He'll mow through Anthony Joshua. So that's going to be, You look at guys who are trendsetters, who are at the top of their class. Those are guys that sell and move the needle. Like the heavyweight champion of the world in boxing. Like everybody wants Ali cards. Everybody wants Tyson cards, autos. I'm lucky enough to have an Ali, and I'm lucky enough to have a Tyson Fury. Now I just hope that Deontay doesn't knock him out, which I don't think is going to happen.
No, I think he's a little overconfident. I thought he was before. No, number one, I didn't expect Tyson to be so well put together mentally to be able to pick apart Deontay. But I mean, he's smart. He's super smart.
I'll tell you another thing that I want to add to my fighting collection. So I have
Mike Tyson.
I don't have Tyson. You know what? Actually I do. I have the Tyson picture. I have from Punch Out. So sitting on my wall right now is an autographed Mike Tyson picture. So the only thing that I'm kind of missing that I want is, well, I guess if we're not talking cards, I kind of have it. Is I want a John Jones rookie card. I think Squints got one, or Squints got
looking for one.
Looking for one. I mean, I have
looking for a rookie auto. Those are hard to find.
I have the 2 autographed gloves, which I think are pretty cool, that I might end up buying cases for.
I always wanted a Anderson Silva autographed gloves.
That would be, yeah.
The spider.
I used to look for, boxing gloves that were autographed because, you can get those pretty cheap as long as it's not Floyd. But, I'm not kind of like, I would try to stick to sports cards because it doesn't take up enough room. It doesn't take up all the room.
When you get into memorabilia, it takes up space.
You better be able to, and then it's hard to move.
Yeah.
It's hard to ship.
They're true. Once you get into memorabilia, it's like basically true, just collector pieces at that point.
Yeah. So we'll wrap it up for this week.
Real quick, one more thing.
Yeah.
Who are your three guys that we have in our fantasy bet, our fantasy cards bet?
Oh, I need to look.
Guys?
Mine was Brady. So you want to explain to everybody what we made a bet on?
Yeah. Actually, this is probably a good little wrap up. So we did. So I saw this on a couple other podcasts, and I've seen people do it just in the sports card world as well. But what we did was we did a fantasy draft based on card performances. So whoever's card performs the best throughout the portion of the year, they will, and we count it by percentage. So like the greatest percentage of growth over the course of the year at any point. So, because usually you sell off your cards when it hits a good point. So greatest percentage of growth, and we chose a quarterback, a running back, and a flex position. So we have 4 guys doing this. So we each picked a quarterback, a running back, and a flex position. I chose Jalen Hurts.
So you have a Jalen Hurts PSA 10 Prism.
Yeah.
194.50.
Yeah. Do you have the stats of what they were at the beginning of the year?
I do.
Okay. What were they at the beginning of the year?
194.50.
Yeah. And I know this week there was a sale at $350.
So, like, for example,
on a PSA 10.
Doughboy has Jalen Hurts Prism PSA 10, a Nick Chubb Prism PSA 10 that was at 160.
Yep.
And then a Calvin Ridley Prism PSA 10 at 125.
Yep.
So I had a Brady Bowman Chrome PSA 10 at 20,000.
Right.
I had an Aaron Jones Prism PSA 10 at 218, and a Devontae Adams Topps Chrome PSA 10 at 134. Squints had a Sam Darnold Prism PSA 10 at 120. Dalvin Cook Prism PSA 10 at 170. These are all rookie cards. And then Squints went full steal mode and went Aaron Donald Topps Chrome PSA 10
he
at
stole that
204.
right from under me.
And then Robbie's cards finished us off with a Tua Prism PSA 10 at 232.50.
Yikes.
Yeah. And it doesn't get any better. Saquon Barkley Prism PSA 10 at 151.
Yikes.
And then an OBJ Prism PSA 10 at $76.
He is going to be the loser.
Hurt offensive line. Trash.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Well,
No,
he
it's
texted
actually
us. He goes, "Well, Tua got carted off. My pick about to tank."
yeah. I remember that. Jeez. Yeah, so that's a fun little game that we started this year. I actually really like it. Maybe we'll try and do that with basketball. Maybe do like 3 cards in basketball.
Yeah.
That would be fun too. So the winner gets what was it, $300 towards one of their players
Yep.
at the end of the year.
Yep.
So
That's
winner
cool.
gets $300 towards a card of one of their players at the end of the year. So we'll see how that goes.
We'll see. It's a long season. Thank God.
Yeah.
Come on, Brady.
Yeah.
So once again, thank everybody for tuning in, whether you are on Facebook Live on the Facebook page, facebook.com/the Dream 3 podcast, on YouTube at the Dream 3 podcast, hit subscribe, hit the little bell so you get notifications when we're going to go live. Same thing on Facebook. Also on Twitch, if you want to go through on Twitch, and we upload to Spotify every Monday or every Tuesday after the show. So check it out there. Send it to your friends. Download it. Remember, go check out all of our sponsors, the people that kind of help us put this on, the people that keep us going. So Slab Savers, follow them on Instagram at slab_savers. Protectyourslabs.com. Remember, use Dream3 to get 10% off your order. That's off your order, not just one thing. That's everything. Go to Graded Card Solutions, gradedship.com. Use the code DREAM15 to get 15% off your order. That is a must to invest into. If you are shipping cards, invest in your shipping items.
Yep.
Finally, if you're looking for a marketplace to buy and sell cards, use Prospect Cards, www.prospect.cards. Remember, if you use the referral code DREAM3 when you register, it pops up. It says register code, put in DREAM3. You get a 0% selling fee. You get all your money, all of it, for 2 months. You get 0% selling fee for 2 months. After the 2 months, it only goes to 5%, which is still less than half of eBay, or it's more than half of eBay.
Yeah.
So get on. Also follow those guys on Instagram. Get behind them. Prospect Cards. So Prospect.
We're all trying to just build a better place for everybody.
For everybody,
we're all helping each other out.
We're all trying to do the same thing. We all know what this hobby needs. So follow the guys that have the right ideas, that are trying to help us out. Just like anybody else, be good in the hobby. Tag people. Follow for Follow Fridays. Let people know on your Instagram page who you like to follow. Shout them out. That's what this hobby's about. So. That's it for us. We'll try to get another guest on here next week.
I think Jared confirmed next week.
Okay, so we'll have if you want to know about some big time player cards in the millions, and I said millions of dollars worth of cards.
Yeah,
Jared's going to be our guy next week. Jared,
no, 2 weeks, October.
2 weeks.
October.
All right, let's. I'll shoot a message to Clay. Maybe we get Clay cards on next week.
That's cool with me.
Cool. So until next time, guys, remember, download us on Spotify. We will see you soon.